Hello everyone, I'm here by the name Tyan Bazil. I'm welcoming you to my YouTube channel. I'm here to explain some of the Java reserved keywords and by the right number 2023BIT016. My name is Tyan Bazil, and then to begin with the keyword abstract. It declares a class that cannot be instantiated or a method that must be implemented by subclasses. For example, subclass animal, open bracket, abstract void sound. And number 2, use assert, the keyword assert, used for debugging purposes to make an assertion. For example, assert x is greater than 0. The keyword boolean, define a variable that can hold true or false. For example, boolean is true and then it is assigned to the true. You close the bracket. Number 4, break, exit from a loop or switch statement. For example, for integer, I is assigned to 0 and so on. The word byte defines a bits sign integers. For example, byte B is assigned to 100. You close. You terminate. You terminate. Number 6, case, define a branch in a switch statement. For example, switch, open bracket, day, and then you open the curly bracket, case 1, system.output print in Monday to break. Catch, define a block of code that handles exception. For example, try, open, int a 1 stroke 0, you terminate, and then catch arithmetic exception, you close and you open curly bracket, system.output printing to print it out. 8, car, define a single 16-bit Unicode character. For example, car letter assigned to A. Class, declares a class. Example, class dog, void bag, system output to print it out. Comment, helps the codes to be understandable. For example, it is open dz / code of inheritance. Continue, skip the current iteration of a loop and proceed to the next iteration. For int, I is assigned to 0, I is assigned to 10, and I plus plus. Open bracket, if I percentage of 2 underscore 0 to continue, you print it out. Default, specify default block in the switch statement. For example, switch of day, then you print it out. Do, use in do while loop. Int I assigned 0, do it, system output to print it out. Or while, if I is less than 5. Double, defines double precision 64 bits floating point. For example, double pi assigned to 3.14. Else, define the alternative block in an if statement. Example, if x is greater than 0, you print it out. Or if else, system to print it, system.output printing to print it out, if not positive. Enum, define a set of name constants. Example, enum color, red, green, blue, and then you print it out. Extend indicates that a class is inheriting from a superclass. For example, class cat extend animal. That means class cat is inheriting from the superclass animal. Then you print it out. Final, declares constant, prevent method overriding or inheritance. For example, final int max assigned to 100, then you terminate. Finally, define a block of code that execute after try catch, regardless of exception. For example, try / code that may throw an exception. Or close. Finally, or terminate, and then you print it out. Float defines a single precision 32-bit floating point. Example, float price is equals to 19.99F. Then you close. 4. Initiates for loop. Initiates for loop. 4. Int assigned to 0 or I assigned to 10. System.output to print it out. Go to, not use reserved for feature use, it is for feature use. If initiates a conditional statement. For example, if x is less than 0, you close the bracket and open another bracket, and then you print it out. Implements indicates that a class implements an interface. For example, interface animal void sound, then you close. Class dog implements animal public void sound system.output to print it out. Import allows the use of classes from the packages. Example, import java until list. Instance of test whether an object is an instance of a specific class or subclass. If object instance dog, then you print it out. Int defines 32-bit signed integers. For example, int number assigned to 10, you close it. Interface declares an interface. Example, interface animal void sound, you close. Long defines 64-bit signed integer. For example, long being number assigned to 100,000 liters, you close. Native indicates that the method is implemented in native code using JNI, Java Native Interface. That is the meaning of JNI. Native, for example, native void, native method, you close and terminate. New creates an object. For example, dog, assign new dog, and then you close the bracket and terminate. Null, a literal that represent a null reference. For example, null string, assign null, you terminate. Packages define a namespace for classes. Example, package com.example. Primitive, private access modifier that restrict visibility to the defined class. For example, private int secret. Protected access modifier that allows visibility within the same package and subclasses. For example, protected void display, close the bracket, then you print it out. Public access modifier that allows visibility from any other class. For example, public class, my class, then you print it out. Return exit from the current method and optionally returns value. For example, int sum, int a and b. Sort defines 16-bit signed integers. For example, sorts of 1000, then you terminate. Static indicates that variable or methods belong to the class rather than instances of the class. For example, static int count, then assigned to 0. Strict used to restrict floating point calculation to ensure portability. For example, strict class example, assign / class body. Super refers to the superclass of the current object. For example, class animal, open bracket, void, system output to print it out. Class dog extend animal, void. Switch initiates a switch statement. For example, switch day, case 1 switch that output print in. Synchronize used to control access to the block of code or method by multiple threads. For example, synchronize method or synchronize code. This refers to the current object. For example, class example, int x example, int x, and then you close. Throw used to explicitly throw an exception. Throw new null pointer exception. That's for example. Throws indicates that the method can throw exception. For example, void throws exception. Transit prevents sterilization of certain fields. Transients in the temp data. Try starts a block of code that will be tested for exception. For example, try open bracket int a assign 1 stroke 0, you close. Void indicates that method does not return a value. Void display, and then you print it out. For example, volatile indicates that a variable may be changed unexpectedly. Use in the multi-threading. Volatile in the counter. While instantiates while loop. For example, while true represent the boolean value. For example, boolean is active. True if active system printed out represent a boolean value. False represent boolean value if it is false. For example, boolean is completed. Assign false if it is completed. Then you print it out. Task is completed. Is not completed. That means the value it was false. Thank you so much for watching my video. By the name Tyan Bazil, reg number 2023BIT016, and then I thank you so much, and I recommend you to always watch my videos, to like and leave comments to my videos. Thank you.